Hey everybody, this is Woodland with Gremlin Outdoors. Gonna kind of show you how I'm painting some of the guns. Making these spray painting stencils. If you want to buy some, let me know. Contact me and I can get you some. But this is gonna be like a woodland one. You can see the airsoft gun I have here. My left, right here, is gonna be the black, and that'll be y'all's right. And then the other side is gonna be tan. Okay. So what you're gonna do to start out is get these little blotches. I use an X-Acto knife for this just because I put it on the tip of it right there, and it's a really sharp point, and it's just easier to kind of place it with that. And you can just kind of place it wherever you want to. So the idea of this is where the stickers are gonna be are the colors that are gonna stay, right? The base color right now is black, so I don't have to paint it black. So I can just go ahead and put the stickers on to keep this black color. That's gonna be a part of the camo. But if your gun is a different color, you need to paint it, obviously paint it black or tan, whichever one you wanna start with. But you wanna let the paint sit, that base coat of paint sit for at least, I would say at least 2 hours, because any sticker or tape that you put on it is gonna peel some of the paint off. So you wanna let it sit for a pretty good bit. So we're just gonna kind of place these randomly, get them real tight on there to get the best look with the end product. And I'm gonna keep doing this with the black, and I'll come back to y'all when I get to the next stage, and I'll show y'all what I'm doing next. See y'all in a minute. Okay, for the next step, after you've got all the black stencils down, you get your paint, and I'm gonna do, this is gonna be Rust-Oleum camo khaki. I don't know if you can see the color there. You know, I just kind of go like up and down, side to side. Just get a good even coat, not too much, not too little. If you're doing a real gun, you obviously want to tape up the spots where you don't want paint, like the trigger, the barrel, I mean, you know, the hole. Anything where the paint can get in the internals of the gun, you want to cover that up for sure. But this one, it doesn't really matter, so I'm not worried about anything. This is kind of what you want it to look like here. See, this base, it's not perfect, but you're gonna place the neck stickers here in the gaps, and you wanna wait at least an hour, hour and a half till you put the neck stickers on, because it'll peel the paint off if you don't, if it's still wet. You just wanna make sure it's fully dry. I'm actually about to head to a football game here for a while, so there'll be plenty of time for it to dry. So when I get back, I'll continue the video. So I'll see y'all then. Actually, the next morning, I was gonna finish it up last night, but we got back kind of late from the football game, so it didn't really get to it. So we've got it painted up with the tan. Got all the little blotches on there. I don't know if you can see the, it's kind of hard to see them, kind of blend in. But the next step is we're gonna get the tan blotches to put on. Now we're just gonna place the sticker stencils, random spots again, get all that done, get all that handled, and then we'll come back in a minute, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, now we're about to do the next step, which is to put the brown coat on. So when you see the woodland camo, it's got a lot of like big brown and green splotches kind of in the background, and it looks like these are like just the main two little splotches, so that's what we're gonna try to mimic here. And I've got some different stencils to put down on the brown, but I'll kind of show you that when I get to it. Another thing that is very, very essential during this process is a cup of black coffee. And if you want to do a really good job, you can listen to some Don Williams, because he just kind of, you know, gets you in the mood to paint a gun camouflage. So the brown I'm gonna use is this Rust-Oleum flat brown. They've got a camouflage brown, but it's just like a really dark, it's called camo earth brown there in the corner, but it's just really, really dark, and I feel like this color would fit the woodland brown, and I think this is going to be the closest you can get. Make sure that you get a flat or a matte color, like an ultra flat, a matte. You can get away with satin, but if you're going to use satin, you don't want to cover like a bunch of your gun with it, because it's going to have kind of a shine, and if you want camouflage, you don't want it to be shining. So matte and flat or ultra flat is the best to get. This part, you just coat the whole thing. I wanted to talk about this a little bit more in depth too, because I kind of touched on it, but you could really mess up your rifle or your gun if you don't do this properly. But taping off stuff, I said you want to tape off the trigger, just anywhere paint can get inside the gun. You do not want paint to get in there. You want to tape up your sights. So like if this is a real gun, I would tape that off and this part off just for the iron sights. And obviously like any glass or scope lenses, stuff like that, you want to tape off, make sure that all that's covered up real good. But so this is the next step. Just get this brown. And you can see, I mean, this is that flat brown that I was talking about. And it's still, you can already tell, it's just way more shiny. We're gonna let that sit and dry for preferably 2 hours. And then we'll put the next stencils on to kind of hold some of that brown on there, and then we'll paint the green. I'll see you soon after this dries. This brown is dried up to the touch. It's been sitting for an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, I'm not sure. But it's dried enough to put the last stickers on. And the idea is these stickers are a lot bigger than these other little stickers, and they're gonna cover up a lot of this brown. And you're gonna wanna cover about 50% of the gun with it. Blotch is a lot bigger, just kind of random. So all of the blotch is gonna be the brown, obviously, and whereas the blotch isn't, is gonna be green. So it's gonna hopefully turn out just like the woodland pattern, but we'll see. So we're just gonna kind of place these randomly. You go place them over the other stickers. I have a few different blotches that we're gonna do on each side. The tan blotches are a little bit bigger than the black ones, and that's because the tan is what really sets everything off in the camouflage. Because when you look out in the woods, the tan is just kind of it'll be kind of like the lighter color when the sun's shining through, if that makes sense. And it just kind of helps break up, adds distance to the camouflage. So I like to have the tan blotches a little bit bigger, and then you want a little bit less black, just because in nature there's really no black, and if you find, it's really rare to actually find black in nature. We got all the stickers on there randomly, and you see it covers up some of the other small stickers, and you want that to happen with this, just because this will be a lot of the background color, all that brown. And then we're gonna go back and get the green, paint the whole thing green, and the areas that don't have any stickers was gonna be green, and these other stickers are gonna kind of make the green pattern, so you can kind of see how it's gonna be. The 3 camouflage greens. These are the ones that I use. This is the one that I'm gonna use on this Army Woodland. These other 2 are the Rust-Oleum camouflage greens. See, this is just way too light, and this one's really dark. I don't use this one much. I just don't like it, like how light it is. But this, I do like this one a lot. The Deep Forest green. It's like an olive green almost. It's like my favorite color. Use this Krylon matte Spanish moss. And then all we're gonna do here is just coat the whole thing kind of lightly. This is basically the last step. All you're gonna do after this is peel the stickers off and let that sit for a while until it gets dry. You don't have to get these stickers. If you wanted to, you could get tape, some painter's tape or Scotch tape, whatever, all-purpose tape, whatever it is, and just cut out your own stencils. But I've tried that, and it takes forever. So it'd be a lot easier just to buy these stencils. It would cost, not these, just buy stencils, but it costs a little bit more than the tape, but it'll be worth your time for sure. If the paint does come off with the tape, I'll show you what I do if that happens. Probably will happen. Kind of hope it does happen a little bit so I can show you how to fix it. But if it doesn't, that's good. I'll come back to you when I'm peeling the stickers off. See how it turns out. All right, before I start peeling these stickers off, I think it's dried up good enough to the touch. Start peeling these stickers off and see how it turned out. So like I was saying, some of the paint might peel off. Doesn't look like it is. So that's good so far. See, it peeled off a little bit right there on the black. It didn't see where it's white. That's just the sticker, so that doesn't matter. But I'll show you how you can fix that. So I got all the stickers off, and at a distance it looks pretty good. I mean, pretty happy with how it turned out. But when you get closer, you can see how the paint peeled off in some spots, and that's kind of because I like ripped off real fast. So that's on me. You just gotta do it real slow. But see how it is on that tan. It just happened. I didn't mean to. So I'll show you how to fix that in a minute, just to kind of, you know, touch it up. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty cool. It's mainly on the tan, and that's just because the sticker sat the longest on the tan. But yeah, still looks really good though. All you're gonna need is a few Q-tips, your paint. Make sure you get the khaki, and then a palette to spray your paint on which you just, I mean, all you're gonna do is spray your paint on here, dab that in there, just kind of dab the paint in the lines. And that's all you do. You just let it sit and dry. Once you get everything done to how you're liking, you let it sit and cure for, at the very least, 4 days. I'd try to let it cure for about a week, and then you're good to go after that. Usually it sticks pretty well after that. But if you don't let it cure and you handle it too much, the paint's just gonna wear off with sweat and any moisture. It'll just come off and scratch off real easy. So you wanna let it cure to let the paint sit.